everybody, and welcome back to Syncopation Podcast. This is the music podcast about music. I am your host, Liam, with my co-host, Grant.
Hey, how are you doing?
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
please. Anyway, for the month of August, we have chosen the theme of punk rock. Obviously, a very good in both of our opinions, and a very broad genre. So we hope to cover a lot of different kinds of punk in this month.
Hell yeah. Now, I guess to start things off, we got to start things off right here, obviously.
Mhm.
So we're starting off with the Ramones. I said starting off way too much, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it's the Ramones. These guys are the pioneers of punk. They're
Mhm.
absolute gods when it comes to creating their own sound and essentially the sounds of others. Because
Yeah.
you can hear these guys in almost every single punk song.
Mhm.
They did create the genre, so I would expect it.
And there are still new punk artists being created like in 2020, so they're obviously very influential because they were founded in 1974. What's that? 46 years ago,
Oh my god.
and you
Yeah,
can still hear
wait,
their
is it
influence today.
yeah, 46 years ago. And well, I mean, the Ramones they stopped in 1996, but like the people
Hmm.
still probably here.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about that. Well, I
Neither am
I hope they
I.
are.
Me too. That would be I mean kind of sad if they weren't.
Yeah.
Well, let's not think about that anymore. But like it Grant said, there are still many punk rock bands out there that are just starting off. Well, maybe not just starting off, but relative to the Ramones, just starting off. And we will cover a lot of those bands that are still producing music today, in this week and the following weeks, as we discuss and go deeper into punk.
Mhm.
Now, you guys may remember from like one of the first episodes where Grant and I said that you know rock is one of our favorite genres, and we might be a little biased towards it. Well, uh, I must say, punk is a very close second for me. Uh,
Mhm. In fact, you
so
could even like if you're very broad with the definition of rock, like the name of it is technically punk rock. You could include it in all of rock. And
you could.
honestly, I'd have to say, like, if you don't use the word rock as a genre, if you have to split it up into multiple different subgenres, then I'd have to say that punk is my favorite, maybe followed by metal.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Yeah, punk rock, and then maybe a little bit of progressive rock for me though, but that's just because I'm a complete Neil Peart like nerd.
Yeah, Rush is a great
uh,
band. Maybe we'll cover them in a
Absolutely.
future month. But
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll probably have like a month dedicated to Rush itself.
yeah,
Yeah, because who doesn't want a month of Rush?
probably a lot of people, but um, yeah, we're gonna have a month
uh,
of Rush sometime.
Probably, yeah. And just so you guys know, it's not because we're like biased. Oh, we love Rush. It's like they're a very, I guess, large band in a sense of like they've created a lot of albums and a lot of hits. They're like the Beatles, but from Canada.
The Canadian Beatles.
But enough about future stuff. Let's focus on now and the past, uh,
Mhm.
with the Ramones and one of the smaller bands that we have listed on today's agenda, which is the Screeching Weasel. Now, the Screeching Weasel. Uh, First, honestly, Grant might have a little more information about their actual music than I will, but I've got the little I guess YouTube tab, Google tab. Sorry, pull it up here, and I guess I'll read that to you guys just real quick for those of you who want to know. But anyways, the Screeching Weasel is an American punk rock band consisting of Ben Weasel, Trevor Jackson, Mike Hunchback, Zach Poutine Bradner, uh, and Pierre March. That's quite the lineup there.
Yep. Uh,
Screeching Weasel is originally from the Chicago suburb of Prospect Heights, Illinois. That's actually not too far from here.
yeah, we are a Chicago-based podcast.
Hell yeah, Chicago to the end.
uh,
Ride or die, baby.
First of all, I'm just gonna say that I would love to have the last name of Weasel.
Oh yeah, that be like very entertaining.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mr.
makes
Weasel.
for a great makes for a great band name too. Like this
Yeah.
is like an amazing band name.
Hmm. Well, anyway, as I believe you said, Liam, they were founded in 1986. I don't really remember if you
Yes,
said
they
that.
were.
Uh, and they had 13 studio albums. How many? Do you know how many the Ramones had?
I believe the Ramones had 14 studio albums, but I think they had 7 live albums.
That's a lot of live albums. I'm not sure Screeching Weasel did many tours. They never really were that popular. But I
That's
really like
good.
their music.
Yeah, they got some good music.
Hmm.
Definitely punk. You can definitely hear like a little bit of the Ramones in Screeching Weasel. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the reasons we actually put these two bands together is because you can really hear the Ramones
Mhm.
in the Screeching Weasel's music.
Even though they were founded 12 years apart, it's still like they still have similar elements, which is it just shows you how influential the Ramones were.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Now going back to the Ramones real quick, I do want to point out something that I found kind of entertaining, and when I say kind of, I mean incredibly entertaining. And this was the movie that the Ramones essentially starred in. Uh, well, I mean, kind of the Rock and Roll High School. Actually, I think one of their songs, "Rock and Roll High School," was made for this film.
Wow. Huh.
I know it's crazy. Now, this movie was released on August 24th, 1979. That's about 5 years after the Ramones were.
Founded.
Yes, thank you. uh, now that's pretty like decently small for the amount of time that they were an actual band,
Mm.
and to think like they were popular back then. They were popular just 5 years after they started. They were making big bucks. They were in movies, specifically this movie where they blew up a high school. uh,
They
which
literally blew up a high school like Kaboom Boom.
I mean, in one of the scenes, the high school's on fire. So,
Huh. Huh.
I,
Kaboom Boom.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Kaboom boom. Yeah. Now the budget for the movie was 300,000 US dollars, which might not seem like a lot now, because seeing as like a lot of Hollywood movies nowadays get millions of dollars for their budget, but like this was what 40 years ago.
Mm. Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
long time ago, guys.
Uh-huh.
Like long time ago, and it was actually a long film for back then too. Like it was an hour and 33 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just looked up a conversion from $1979 to $2020. Today it would have been about $1,065,000.
See
Which,
what I mean? Yeah, that's a lot back then.
uh, anyway, should we go back to Screeching Weasel for a bit?
Yes, yes, we absolutely can. You want to talk about some of their songs and maybe give out some song suggestions?
Yeah, sure. I like all of their album "My Brain Hurts." my first introduction to Screeching Weasel as a band. My friend suggested that I listen to that album, and I totally loved it. So I would just press shuffle play on that album if you want, or play it in order if you want. It really doesn't matter. It's all great music. But specifically from that album, I like the song "My Brain Hurts," Guest List, and they actually did a cover of "I Can See Clearly Now" or something. Yeah, that song. You know what I'm
Oh
talking
wow,
about.
that's well, I mean, I do. I
Yeah.
Our viewers might not know. We'll find a link and put that in the description for those of you who want to see both the actual song and the cover.
Hmm.
You will be able to see how vastly different they are.
Yes. It's like surprising. Like punk is this heavy, distorted, like just all around loud sound, and then the original is a bit quieter with it's a little tamer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like non-distorted anything.
Yeah.
Whereas in punk, lots of distortion.
Hmm.
So now, you guys may have noticed that this episode is probably much shorter than the last couple episodes. Now, this is because of a couple of reasons. The first being we're not playing any national anthems in any of these episodes. We probably won't for quite some time. Uh, maybe not even ever. I think we covered about as many national anthems as we can.
Yeah.
But also, we're trying to keep our episodes a little more compact and interesting and fast paced for you guys, just so it's more appealing to watch. Leave a comment if you want anything changed,
Yes,
please.
please do. We'll take any constructive criticism that you have.
Yes.
We really appreciate it, especially at this early stage. And then if you subscribe, if we get famous one day, then you can say you were OG. You can
Uh,
you can be our first real subscriber if you want.
yes. And we will make a video dedicated to you.
We will. Yes, most definitely. Anyway, enough self promotion. Let's get back into actual content. You
All right.
should we do the song of the week?
Sure thing. That sounds like a great plan, especially since it's the last thing on our agenda for today.
Hmm.
The song of the week that we have picked out here is "I'm the One" by Descendants. Now, this is a we're not going to play the song in the episode for you because we don't want to get copyright claimed. Just YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so we'll put a link to that song in the description, and we're gonna go pop over and listen to it ourselves. So we will be right back to review this song and rate it. Alrighty, everybody, we are back. Hopefully, you guys did have a chance to pause this video and go watch "I'm the One" by Descendants. It's a pretty good song.
Hmm.
I gotta say, it's got more than four basic chords.
Hmm.
So I mean, obviously, that makes it better than 90% of all pop songs ever.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but anyway, so now so it's basically about this guy, and he's trying to win over this girl who's seems like she's his best friend, and he's her best friend, like one of those boy best friend situations. I don't know, but then he's arguing that she should dump the dude that she's dating and that he's horrible and not treating her well, and that he is the person that she should be dating or making love to. I don't know, like
Yeah.
what age the people in this story are supposed to be. So I mean, it could be anywhere. They could be 40. I don't know.
It could
A
be
happily
12.
married couple will just be like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a love story, but like a dude is professing his love and it's like, oh, you should have me because this other dude's terrible, and he's saying, well, I mean, it's in the song title, "I'm the One." So
Yeah.
I guess let's step away from this analysis And then let's go into what we thought about of the song. Now, like I said before, it's automatically better than 95.9% of all pop songs
Mhm.
because it has more than four basic chords. It's actually got a very interesting bass line and guitar line.
Mhm.
But the drums, I do feel like they could be a little bit more interesting. Maybe add like a bit of probably some more interesting fills. I know he goes like around the kit a couple of times, but I feel like he could mix things up a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe do stuff on the snare. Uh,
Mhm.
and maybe add some of those like hi hats, just like quick open and closes, and make the little sound.
Some kind of some kind of like Trey Cool type thing. I think he does that a lot.
Does he? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But definitely
Mhm.
make it a bit more interesting. Maybe add some ghost notes. Ghost notes are like great, and if you can't do them, then they might not sound as good. But
Mhm.
always practice your ghost notes, everybody. That's
Yep.
definitely a good thing to practice. What do you like about the song, Grant? What's your kind of favorite thing?
Well, I really like the bass line. The tone is good, which like bad bass tone can ruin a song. Um, but I think the bass line itself is definitely it's not just the root notes, which is boring, very boring. Uh,
Yeah,
I like
it's
how
definitely got some pop to it, like a little
yeah,
bit of
hmm
slap bass.
yeah. I like all the little runs he does.
Ooh,
Also,
definitely.
like especially when they're combined with the drum fills,
Mhm.
it just pops out to me as sounding like very very good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, we only listened to this once, just real quick here. So I'm not sure if I'm getting the terminology quite right, but I do love the transition between what I think is the verse and the chorus, where it goes do 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 do. I really love that, and I feel like he definitely gets the timing on that, like
mhm,
really good. Well, the drummer, but it was a good song. I
mhm,
liked it. I know Grant liked it.
yeah.
We hope you guys liked it because it's punk, and
Mhm.
we want everyone to love punk because we love punk too. It's the best thing for everybody. Why can't you just like punk?
Yes, please,
All right,
please.
that's all.
We have a couple of things for you to do. Um, Subscribe, like the video, comment, and love punk because
Yes.
just love punk, please.
Yeah. And if you the first subscriber out there, we're gonna make a very very special video just for you, for
Mhm.
our very first subscriber that isn't us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Our
once we hit 4 subscribers, then we will have our one subscriber special because the first three were just us, and we're not gonna count those.
right.
Um,
What if we just made videos dedicated to ourselves as like our first subscribers?
yes.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
we actually do have an Instagram now.
Yes, we do, and I will try my darndest to like get that link in there, and we'll probably in the about page for our YouTube channel, we'll put an Instagram link there and all sorts of stuff.
Mhm.
So if you do want to follow us on Instagram, please do. We have one singular post.
Yeah,
It's a great post. It's wonderful,
it's the best post I've
absolutely
ever seen.
wonderful. Of course, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, should we make another one after posting this video though?
I mean, I can imagine that would be valuable.
Yeah, let's do it. So then, if you're listening to this, there are two posts, but the first one's better. First one's the best post ever.
Alrighty, now that kind of brings this episode to a wrap. Although we do have the weekly recap, if you guys want to just head on out right now, that's totally fine with us. Just please do consider hitting that little red subscribe button and maybe even the bell if you do want to get notifications on when we update.
Mhm.
Because we aren't quite on a rigid schedule yet.
Yeah,
uh,
we do
but
try to upload Saturdays at 3 p.m. I believe it is.
Yeah, I think 3:30. 3
Okay.
to 3:30 p.m., somewhere in between in that time. We will try to get these videos out to you. But as of now, it's currently like 3 hours past the due date for this video that we're
Yeah.
recording. So
Uh,
we do apologize for that, but we have had a very busy week, and we will kind of probably talk about that in the weekly recap, which you don't have to stay for.
yeah. First of all, we should say that it's 3:30 Central Time, which
Yes.
let's see if I can do the math here. That's 4:30 Eastern, 2:30
And
Mountain, and 1:30 Pacific, I think.
yeah.
All right.
So, well, that covers all of the time zones in America. If you're in Europe, uh, we're sorry.
I don't feel like doing math.
It just didn't work out that way. uh, but yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the weekly recap. Now, I feel like the battle between Davey 504, the Do, and all those guys has kind of settled down now. Uh,
Mhm.
so there's not really a lot that we can talk about currently
Yeah.
in the music world, except for that in the we might start making some music of our own, and we might start making covers and publishing those on YouTube, just to give some variety content for you guys. Which that might be nice. Maybe get some light jazz. We can be some of those guys that make like 24-hour lo-fi tracks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just imagine playing drums for 24 hours.
You could make a
Oh
video
god.
on that. Just like
Oh my
literally.
god, we should
Yeah.
totally do that.
Hmm.
All right, guys, stay tuned for me, Grant, and maybe a couple other guys, like a bassist and a sax player, to stay awake with for 24 hours and take almost zero breaks. Um,
Maybe.
maybe like a couple to eat food and
Hmm.
drink some water. But I
Yeah.
know anyone besides the saxophone player could probably do that while playing.
Yeah.
Um,
So screw the saxophone player.
no, nah, don't screw the saxophone player. Uh, we stand sax.
Yeah. Well, actually, two set violin. This wasn't like a dedicated video on the kind of battle, but they reacted to a top 10 hardest instruments to play list, and
Oh yes, I
on,
did see that.
on Watch Mojo, which is kind of known for their inaccuracy a little bit.
Yeah,
But anyway,
which the two violinists did call out their
yeah,
inaccuracy.
uh-huh. But they did have violin at the number one hardest, and bass was just an honorable mention. So they
Yeah,
did a quick little, ooh, even Watch Mojo knows that violin's harder than bass, or something like that. But harder
something like
isn't
that.
always better.
That's true. The harder an instrument is, the less likely it is to have good players.
Mhm.
So take that, violin players, and
Mhm.
I mean technically bass players too. Bass is a hard instrument.
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, I don't know. So it's like this whole spectrum. There's things that are like super easy to learn at the beginning, but then harder to master, and then there's things that are hard at the beginning, but like easy to master. I think violin's kind of in the middle. It's hard to learn and it's hard to master, and so is kind of bass. Yeah, I mean, sure you can play finger style and
Mhm.
with a pick. Well, no, you can't play with a pick. That's illegal. Uh,
Yes.
sorry, guys, if you didn't know.
Mhm.
Uh, but saxophone. I've been playing saxophone for what, like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's pretty. It's a decently easy instrument just to pick up and play. I will not be able to solo or improvise on the saxophone for probably another like 10, 12 months.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
By the way, we have nothing against violin players or bass players. We love all
Yeah.
musicians because
Mhm.
music is the best.
Yeah. I do happen to want to be able to play violin, and I have actually played cello before. I know that's
Really?
much different. Yeah, I've played cello and double bass, two very not violin instruments, but still pretty interesting to play,
Yeah.
and definitely harder to get the hang of if you're not already a
Mm.
string instrument player for like guitar or bass.
Yeah. Uh, the just the absence of frets on those things weirds me out. Like, how are you
Yeah,
supposed to memorize where to put your fingers? So,
it's
uh,
all by ear, dude.
yeah.
All by ear.
And then I guess it's just muscle memory after some good practice.
Hmm. Yeah, and having zero frets, like it's very nice thing to have because it allows for different temperaments. So you don't have to go with the standard equal temperament guitar or no, tuning
Hmm.
of like where normal frets would be
Yeah.
the 12 tone.
You can just like hack your trem bar if you wanted to. You could like make some kind of makeshift design thing to hold your trim bar in a certain position, which would make everything a little bit flatter, sharper, whatever. Uh, but I don't know how to do that, and I have no desire to either.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we're gonna end it here. Don't forget to practice your goddamn instrument, and if you don't play a fucking instrument, uh, go pick one up. Start learning. I
Uh-huh.
recommend ukulele for those of you who want to learn stringed instruments. It's pretty easy. But anyways, have a very good rest of your weekend. I
Yeah.
know I will editing this video, and
Yep.
please go subscribe. We really appreciate it. You don't have to. It's very appreciated.
Yes.
Um,
And we'll make a
we'll
special
we'll
video for you.
have yes, we will make a very special video for the very first subscriber. Anyways, peace.